Hello and welcome to Hibs Talk. I'm your host as always, Gav. Joining me today is Dave.
Alright.
And Stephen.
Hello.
How you doing?
Not bad, mate. Yourself?
I'm good. I had a really good weekend. I got to see the Proclaimers. I'm going to go straight into talking about me. It was amazing. Good to see I know a lot of Hibs fans were there. There was a lot of Hibs fans there on the Sunday, which I saw. I'm sure there was a lot more on the Saturday as well. So, but yeah, brilliant night. They've still got it.
I've seen them before, but I can't mind where. But it was good. It was in a building though. It wasn't outside in a building.
I do prefer gigs. I mean, it was pretty special, like a gig at the castle, but I do prefer gigs inside because it loses a bit of the atmosphere outside. But no, it was amazing. They were really good. So what you guys been up to, Stephen? Starting with you.
Went to the Alloa game.
How is it? We'll get into that. Dave, what about yourself? How you been?
I avoided the Alloa game because I forgot.
You weren't the only one, so you do have to feel guilty about it.
Oh, I don't feel bad. Didn't try and guilt trip me.
They didn't even open the famous five.
Nah, I think does it know something to do with them updating the ticket things on that though? It was never getting opened.
I don't know.
Well, I think I seen somebody saying they were updating the ticket barriers or
right.
So
yeah, because they only had a few of the turnstiles open in the east and that as well. They only had the first 7 or something.
And apparently there was issues with the.
Yes, I've seen a lot of people moaning about that and taking ages to get in.
But there's always going to be teething problems, and let's be honest, like I put out a tweet saying, after I leave my season, how many times have I forgot my season ticket?
A good few times.
If I can get my season ticket on my phone, then I'm sorry. If I forgot my season ticket, it's alright, I'll just scan in with my phone. Brilliant. It's the future. But now
it's the present. It's not the future, Gav, it's the present.
Anyway, so couple of things to talk about today. Hecky last week speaking about our transfer business. We'll talk about that. Obviously, touching the Alloa game. We're going to talk about Ollie Shaw a bit, and then quick look ahead to Arbroath, and finally finish up with your guys' questions. So let's just get into the Heckingbottom thing. Last week, Heckingbottom said we're done in the transfer business, the transfer window, barring any unforeseen circumstances, which pretty much means, I think, if anybody leaves. So, is he right to say that he's happy with the squad? Dave, starting with yourself.
Well, you can't turn around and say you're not happy with the squad. That's Terry Butcher material. I mean, he was like, squad's hopeless, they'll not be here next year. And then everybody down tools, and then what happened? So he's got to say he's happy.
No.
He's brought in a lot of players.
But are you happy with the squad?
Is that what you're asking me?
Yes, I'm asking if you're happy with the squad.
From what I've seen, no. But like you keep saying to me, and I keep telling you, it's no pre-season anymore. You're like, oh, it's no pre-season anymore. It's no. It's no for me. It's no.
Stephen, you happy with the squad?
No. Unforeseen circumstances should be a draw against Stirling and a 2-0 win against Alloa. With their performances, that's unforeseen circumstances to me, because that's dire. Absolutely terrible.
It's a good way of putting it. But he always said that he wanted a squad of 22. We put our tweet with the squad. I mean, and that's not including the likes of Campbell and Stirling, who look like they're going to stick around the squad. We've already got a squad of 22. So, is there any areas you're not happy with? I'll bring up the squad as it stands. I'll get the tweet we put out. But and it just whilst I'm getting up, is there any areas of the squad you're unhappy with?
Striker.
Yeah, we need. So cliche. We need a goal scorer.
I think we need 2, to be honest. I genuinely think we need another two strikers in.
Why do you say that?
Because Ollie Shaw's not going to be there the full season. If he doesn't go on loan, then we should.
Right, we're going to come back to Ollie Shaw.
I know. I'm not jumping ahead on.
Yeah,
I'm not going into details. I'm just telling you why we need another striker.
Just me or do you miss Craig?
Be good if he turned up once in a while. I genuinely think that we need another striker, at least, and then obviously with the way that Canberra's going last couple of games.
He's not played.
Well, exactly. That's it. If he's not playing, I'm trying not to jump ahead here, and you're forcing me into jumping ahead.
Right. So I mean, we're going to talk about the attacking quite a bit. We're obviously that'll be one of the main points of the Alloa game, and obviously we're going to dedicate a whole bit to Shaw. Any other bits of the pitch you're concerned about, Dave? I'll run through the team while you're having a quick think. Marciano and Maxwell are the two keepers. Full-backs, we've got Gray, Whittaker, James, Stevenson and Mackey. Centre backs, we've got Hanlon, Porteous, Jackson and McGregor. Wingers, we've got Boyle, Horgan, Newell and Shaw. And in the centre we've got Malin, Allen, Vela and Slivka. And the likes of Newell can play in centre mid as well. And in strikers we've got Shaw, Doidge and Canberry.
It all depends on Vela. If Vela's good, then it might make a difference, because it might help push Malin and Allen a wee bit further up. If those two can even be in the same team at the same time, depending on what formation we're playing. And as much as I think that Horgan will be better this season, if he doesn't improve his fitness, then we need another left winger. I from what I've seen so far, Newell might be that, but the signs are not exactly promising so far that he's going to be good enough in my opinion for that position. So, because Boyle obviously gone forward on the right, been dangerous. So I kind of want the same in the left. Like, as much as you thought you didn't like him, a Brandon Barker type player, like exciting, driving forward and that. His decision making was not the best, but it was his first chance at first team football. So I'd say a left winger and another striker.
After the end of the season, though, I did say like Barker did start to come onto a game, and then I watched him the first few games for Preston last season, and he is a better player because he had his loan. Like he's not the same type of player that I was saying with Shite at the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
His decision making did get a bit better. He started scoring goals, cutting in and stuff that he wasn't doing before. But just on that, like, I think when Stevenson comes back into a team, James has even got the ability to push forward a wee bit more. Like I would even start thinking about putting him as a winger to a degree, because obviously
he has played multiple positions.
He's not got to keep Stevenson out of the team, I don't think.
But he's a right back, James.
He's not a right back. I'm not having this argument.
No, he is. He's the right back who can play multiple positions, but he's right-footed. He's a right-footed full-back. So he's filling in at left back. But you've seen that when he was going forward, the amount of times he was cutting back onto his right foot. He's much more comfortable at right back.
Yeah, but he won't be right back.
Why not?
Because David Gray will be back, and he'll be a right back.
But you try to tell me if Stevenson, Whittaker and James are the only three full-backs fit, Stevenson and Whittaker start. You don't even try to tell me James is starting a right back and Stevenson's a left back.
He's got you.
I'm not saying it now. Put Slivka as a right back.
Right. So I mean, seems used to a bit unhappy with the squad, but Hecky said we're done.
Not unhappy with it.
And the news that he kind of said that because they've done so well, Omiyonga and McNulty have they've done too well to kind of come back. We've kind of priced ourselves out of them because they've done so well. Is that disappointing to hear?
Is that what he said?
Aye, because McNulty scored all the goals. Just stop swearing.
No,
because McNulty scored all the goals and what Omiyonga done so well. Their values went up during their time at Hibs, and like we talked about in that podcast, we predicted it when he got his Scotland call up.
Yeah. But that's the same boy who has been told he can leave.
Yeah, but they still want their money back. It wasn't like Cummins. They didn't say leave for nothing. They were like, you could leave, but for the right price.
It's one of them. It's very hard to be in another but then shrug your shoulders when it comes to things. It sounds rubbish though, because it's meant to be the start of the season buzz, and I'm just not getting a buzz.
Fair enough. So one of the reasons some people don't have this start of the season buzz, segue, Alloa game. We kind of touched on it in the very start. There was obviously issues, people getting in and stuff, but once we got in, there wasn't that many people there. One of the quietest I've seen Easter Road, but it wasn't exactly a performance that made people regret not turning up, was it, Stephen?
Genuinely wish I was caught out at the barriers for the first 45 minutes, because that was fucking awful. Nah, definitely not worth getting bothered about for not turning up. Not in my opinion. And I think that performance tied in with the Stirling performance has got to put a lot of folk going off going to Arbroath tomorrow night.
I'll have to wait and see. Tuesday night is going to be more harder to get people along. I thought with it being a Saturday,
first game at Easter Road
of the season, there might be a few people turning up, but nah, quite quiet. So what was I going to say? Look at my notes, that'll help. So we're not going to go through the Alloa game highlight by highlight, because one, it wasn't that great a game, and two, there wasn't enough people to turn up to the game, so I don't think people are going to be interested in us going through it bit by bit. But just some points to pick out. I guess I'll come to you again, Stephen, because you were at the game. Horgan, had the right back. I think it's Robertson. He had him. He had his number. Got past him time and time again. He was doing fake crosses, cutting back, getting space, getting the cross in, and I think he must have got over the whole match. Must have got up to about 10 or 11 crosses, and not one connected with the forward. Is that worrying? That the guy that something we'll criticise him about all season. He's got all that product, but the final third he's just lacking.
All his crosses were fake. never hit a man once, and every single cross he took never hit a man once.
I think he might have one time, but it was ruled offside.
That's probably why he hit him then, because the boy was offside. Nah, awful. It's gone back to what Dave says about my opinion on Barker at the start of the season. You can do all the legwork, but if you can't hit a cross, then what's the point in being a winger? That's we brought Doige in to get on the end of the balls, do we know? Yeah,
and I mean, I know Canberra's not really known for his heading, but he's a big tall guy as well. But you've got to put the quality of the crosses in.
Yeah, 100%. And it's a shame like that the strikers are getting so much abuse now, because if they're not getting the service, and that's what we talked about all this through pre-season and stuff, was that if they weren't getting the service, then you can't fault the strikers.
So obviously I wasn't there, so question. See these 10 crosses that didn't find a man, were they gone to a position that was where a striker should have been?
They were gone on the edge of the 6 yard box. Well, they were supposed to be, but they were hitting the first man.
Okay, just asking.
Big tall defenders just getting away quite easy. It was nothing difficult for them. They weren't having to there wasn't big
floaty. Were they floaty?
They were obvious where they were going. Right. There weren't any dangerous fizzing crosses.
But there was a couple that he put straight across out for like a goal kick past the post and stuff. Like none of them were anywhere near a striker.
And what Stephen touched on there, Dave, I showed you a couple of clips and highlights and stuff. Some of the passes from like Samalin and stuff, very sideways. I mean, you and me came out kind of liking him to Barry Ferguson, Barry back pass. Sideways passing all the time. Boyle's decision making wasn't great. We spoke about Horgan. Josh Campbell tried some forward passes, but they didn't come off. Other than that, very safe passes sideways and stuff. Do you agree with Stephen that it's unfair for the likes of Canberra and Doige to be getting such criticism when they're not getting any service?
Yeah, I'd love to seen them to play 90 minutes together with Scott Allen behind them and been like, see what can happen. At Easter Road as well.
We talked about that all last week. Was saying that now it's the time. Now is the time to start playing your starting 11, and they're still not doing it. If we can say that that's our starting 11 for next season, I'll be extremely worried.
So Canberra came off at half time, even though Doige had played 90 minutes the week before, and Canberra had been left at HTC. It was Canberra that got taken off. He said it was for tactical reasons. I don't understand why Flo couldn't stay on and Doige come off, but move on for that. Is it worrying to you that tactical changes have to be made at half time against Alloa?
Aye, but like you were sitting telling me, that Alloa looked like, whether that was because I was making them look good, but they actually looked alright. They looked like organised tactically, hard to break down in that. And I don't know if we just went out and went, right, on you go, let's play, and then we needed a wee tweak, but we should be more creative enough to be able to break down a lower league team. But we can't think that we're world beaters. We need to work and try and make things happen. My team's not just going to give you it. We need to create stuff. And again, for that first 45, our current theme we've seen for the last couple of months of that season there, we never created anything.
And like I said, credit to Alloa, they came with a game plan. We moan about Hibs and stuff about playing lateral passes between the defence, but when you're Alloa coming to a Premier League side like Hibs, that's quite right to play those tactics, and they've done it very well. Some of the clips showed me, they were really sort of maintaining the ball well, even sort of getting a bit of space, like tricking a player and then playing it into midfield and back to the defender, and really retaining the ball well. Some really clever decisions, which kind of, when you compare that to Hibs, our passes who were making simple mistakes, it was just quite infuriating to watch. And you just, there wasn't a big crowd there, but you just seen the crowd getting more and more annoyed and more frustrated. Yeah,
there was a few stupid touches and stuff. I mean, like Canberra completely missing the ball. Like, fair enough, you get abuse for that, and you deserve it. Like, no to the degree that he got it, because he did get it really, really tight. And I think that's just a culmination of what's happened for the end of last season through to the start of this season. But it was like, I mean, what we were saying about Horgan not hitting a cross, and you say is obviously that he had the beat of the Robertson the majority of the game. You take it past the right back, cut in. If your crossing's not working, cut in. You've got the ability, you've got the pace.
Run to the byline.
Exactly, run into the byline or start moving your way into the box.
Yeah.
Because we did have about 4 or 5 players in the box most of the time when he was hitting crosses as well. So it was just poor decision making for me.
And finally, I mean, I put a tweet about and I got a bit of stick about it at half time, but saying about the two strikers, finally playing together in a 4-4-2. I was quite excited about that. So I was quite interested to watch Flo and Doidge playing together for the first time, and they did show promising signs. I felt I might be the only one, but I thought Flo was making clever runs. He was moving the defenders to create space for Doidge. He was making clever runs, and none in the midfield picked up on it. It's it must be infuriating for a striker. But anyway, enough of the negatives.
The comment was class though.
You
finally got what you wanted, you idiot. It's just that. It was good.
And then, we got our goal in the second half. The second half improved. We did make tactical changes. Went to the 4-5-1. Fraser Murray looked good. Scott Allen done alright. I was nothing to, I was kind of hoping for a bit better, but he done okay. He done his job. But really, Fraser Murray done really well. Made a massive difference. Bit fortunate with the first goal. And obviously a bit unfortunate for their goalkeeper. Hope he gets better soon. I think he's got a broken nose or something. And then the second one for James, absolute peach, top right hand corner, really well hit, cutting on his right foot because he's a right footed fullback, and bringing it in the top right hand corner. I thought we might get a few goals when the goalkeeper came on, because he was 20, looked about 11, and was about 5'4".
Yeah, was covering his eyes with his curtain.
Aye, but no, we didn't there, unfortunately. But yeah, he actually pulled off a couple of decent saves.
He did,
but there was no saving for that one.
I've never seen Whittaker have so many body shots as well.
I put it a tweet
Did they
about
show you that?
I've heard about it.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to talk about the Whittaker shot. That was poor decision making for the fullback. But hopefully he'll learn it. 36. Anyway, moving on. So that was the Alloa game. We'll see how Arbroath goes. Hopefully lessons are learnt from it, and we can hopefully start to talk a bit more positively from the Arbroath game and move on. Just to put a positive spin on it, I know we've played Stirling and Alloa, but we've got 5 points out of 6. It's not the one.
Move on.
Okay, anyway, a draw with Stirling, who got beat 6-1 by Arbroath.
I just hope that you're right when it comes to, and then the first game of the season, all the preparation and that's been fine, and we play well against it, man.
As you're going to hear in the next section, we are going to be talking about Ollie Shaw. Quick caveat that as the guys left, we kind of checked our phones and seen that there's been interest from Blackburn and who's the other one? Blackburn and Wigan, apparently, that are interested in him. No idea whether this is going to be for permanent or a loan or what, but as you kind of see when we get into the podcast, we're kind of talking about what should be next for Ollie Shaw. So I guess it actually applies more. So enjoy the segment, and we'll see what happens to Ollie Shaw. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is Ollie Shaw. Reason that I wanted to bring this up as a conversation, because you and me had a brief chat about it in the car, but also I'd seen some criticism online, and it just, to me, Ollie's 20 years old, he's, striker, loves seeing academy players come through. He's not really had any much first team game time, so I don't know, it just seemed a bit premature and a bit unfair. So I just wanted to chat through and see what you guys kind of thought on Ollie Shaw. So first thing, do you think, he's 20 just now, do you think because we have had a history of the likes of Riordan, O'Connor, Fletcher, who was scoring 2 goals in the League Cup final at 20-year-old and linked to Real Madrid, mind that, do you think the fact that these, there's this history of strikers, Jason Cummins as well, 20-year-old was scoring goals for fun for us in the Championship. Do you think that leads to higher expectations when it comes to strikers than it would maybe Mackie at left back?
Yeah, it's hard to follow that, innit? Especially when it's the same position, you expect the same things. So, and I think it feels like he's been about for a wee while.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're saying he's only 20, but he has been there for a few years now and in around the first team squad. And aye, he's alright. He has flashes. You're like, oh, he's finishing, and that's really good. And then he'll then miss a couple of chances again the next week. So I didn't want to jump ahead because I didn't want to get a row like Stephen got. So just tell me when to stop speaking, and I'll just keep stop.
Stephen, during he's going to got, with it being a striker, the position you're expected to be scoring goals and being the main man up top. Do you think he's maybe got a bit of unfair comparison, or do you think it's justified to be looking at these good players?
It's justified. That it's an expectation of playing for Hibs. Like, I mean, stop pushing me.
Stop being so far away from the mic.
It's an expectation of being a striker for Hibs. Fuck's sake. Right. It's an expectation of being a striker for Hibs that we score goals. And if you're coming through the academy, you've got the likes of Ireton, O'Connor, Fletcher to look up to. You expect a striker to play like that. I'd say he's just an average striker for me. We've had that many come through, like Ross Caldwell, Danny Handlin,
Curtis Byrne,
aye. All good players, but they're average players. They're no what we expect at Hibs. If you're wanting to push for a top 4 place, and you've been around the squad for 3 years now, you've had more game time than you're giving him credit for. He's been in, like, he was pretty much your first choice striker for part of last season as well. And for me, the best thing for him just now is a loan. It worked for Ireton, it worked for O'Connor. Both of them went on loan for a season, and then they came back and they were in the first team, basically our first choice strikers, and they were scoring goals. So give him a loan. Like, I wouldn't just get rid of him. I'd give him a year's loan. If he comes back and he's not making the grade, then get rid of him.
Okay. So
Dave had something to say on that.
I was going to say, I think with Stephen, I think basically what he means as well when you're saying like average, like he's obviously very, very good at this, but average in the sense that he just needs a couple of things maybe to improve. Like you said, like he's finishing, he's like
decision making.
Physique, his physique's a massive one. He's like an absolute rake. But
so I think if Stephen got his way, the episode of this podcast might be is Ollie Shaw the next Curtis Byrne, which I think is very harsh.
No, I would say is he the next Ross Caldwell.
I don't know if that's better or worse. So has he missed out on opportunities over the last few years? Obviously, we had Anthony Stokes and Simon Murray were our main 2 strikers, and Lennon decided that he didn't want them, and the likes of Canberry and McLaren didn't come out until the end of the January window. So there's been issues there, and then obviously they might have needed time to settle in and stuff. There's been issues with Canberry before McNulty came in, with the whole Lennon thing leaving and stuff. That might have been playing on Canberry's mind at the time. Has Shaw had opportunities to kind of really say, I deserve to be the number 1 striker, and has he not taken them? Dave, I'll start with you.
I'd be inclined to say that he has had plenty of one opportunity, but at the same time I agree with Stephen. I still think I'd keep him. I think he's a good squad player until he maybe does go on loan and then come back and maybe try and improve. I don't think he definitely got something about him.
Stephen?
Yeah, just that. Back to the opportunities, like when we played Lewis Allen, when we started Lewis Allen at Livy, why not start Ollie Shaw? The thing is, like, you come on your debut and you score against Celtic, like your first team debut, you score against Celtic. Where'd you go for there?
Scored again.
Exactly, and he's not. That's what I'm saying.
Alright, I thought you were going to be like, just gear up, just retire.
No.
I was like, where are you going with this?
No, that's what I'm saying. If you get off
Bloody Tony Watt mentality over here.
if you get
I
off,
scored against Barcelona. I don't know much else I'm going to do after that. I'll just pot about from club to club now.
but if you get off to a start like that,
review.
if you get off to a start like that, you've got to kick on for it, and you never. That's just my opinion.
Okay. So again, Stephen jumping ahead. You've already answered this. Would he benefit from a loan this season?
Aye.
Dave.
Aye, but then we need to see
A replacement.
one or two coming in.
Right. Okay.
Unforeseen circumstances.
Where would you like to see him go? Would you like to see him maybe go down to England, or would you like to see him maybe like a
He's got to keep
Championship
him,
team,
he needs
or
he needs to go to Championship.
would you like to see him go at the bottom of the SPL?
Stick him in Dundee United along with Shankland.
Would you get a game? I can't believe I just said that.
Well, you know, that's what I mean. So then you're asking if we would get a game for Dundee United, then what do you think about us?
I know. Because if they not got a big man up top that they signed to replace.
Ollie Shaw's like 6'4".
No, he's not that tall.
He is tall. He's about as tall or
but he's
taller
like a
than
rake.
Dave. Exactly, but that's the thing. That's what Dave says he needs to improve. His build.
I've said this before. I think, to me, I want to see young Hibs players come through. I want to see him at Hibs. I want to see him get more opportunities, because I mean, he's hardly getting a game time. When he does get game time, he's even 5 minutes against Alloa. It was out on the left wing. We've moaned enough about strikers getting played out in the left wing. To me, I'd like to see him get more opportunities up top. I think in pre-season he's been trying a bit too hard to score. There's been opportunities where he could have passed it, and it's his decision, like talked about decision making. But I think I personally, from a selfish point of view, of loving seeing youngsters come through, especially youngsters that are Hibs fans, and we're the number 32 because we beat Rangers 3-2 in the Scottish Cup final. In case you didn't know.
Kim ought to say, right, put him on loan to Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock are looking for a replacement for Boyd now. Put him on loan to Kilmarnock. Can he play against us, but he can score against other SPL teams? If he can't cut it in the SPL for Kilmarnock, then what's the point in bringing him back to us? If we're aiming to be better than Kilmarnock,
what's the point? Like, they only play one up top. What's the point in being second choice to Brophy when you can be second choice
Brophy might be getting a move.
I don't know.
But it's either that, St Mirren, or Championship, because nobody else will take him, in my opinion. No other SPL club will take him.
Livingston?
Nah.
I think quite a few clubs would take him, but I just would want him to go somewhere where
he'll get games.
That he would 100% get games.
I
I agree with you. If he's going to go somewhere and he's maybe not going to get a game, he's as well been with us. But there's something about him that you just, I think the same about Slivka, that you just want him to do good.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be what you said, he's a Hibs fan, he's the whole 3-2 hanging on his back, which I've a lot of time for. But he needs to play. And if he wants to develop and become a player, he can't be 22 and be a... Depends where he wants his career to go.
So you think, like, he has to say Deutsch moves on next season or the year after, he has to be pushing for that number 9 shirt.
Yep.
And being the number one striker.
Needs to be at his age.
It is strange though that he said at the end of last season that, or like over the summer, that he's been working on left wing. I just find that bizarre.
Well, there's your replacement for when Horgan's no firing.
Yeah. No.
So
I just want you. I want you to be good, but I maybe been too harsh.
Looking for minutes, and he's got to settle for the last half hour after Horgan's blown out his arse.
Okay, we're going to move on to the... we'll just wrap that up a bit more. So Ollie Shaw, you think he should go out on loan. You would prefer to see him stay, but think he could maybe benefit from a loan. Aye. Okay, we're going to finish up with some questions from you guys, but first we're going to have a look at the Arbroath game tomorrow night. Arbroath sitting top of the group at the moment. They won 6-1 against Stirling, which we mentioned earlier, and then they beat Elgin City 2-1. So as the league table stands just now, Arbroath are top, 6 points from 2 games. Elgin City are second, 5 points from 3 games, and Hibernian are third, 5 points from 2 games. So a win would put us top of the league. Aye.
But you did predict we get third this season, to be fair.
Okay, so So we've ran through the current league table and the Alloa's results so far. So looking at Hibs, what needs to be different?
I would play two strikers with Scott Allen in behind, with Vela sitting, and just let Malin and Allen link up. That's what I would do.
Steven, how would you set
So
up?
you're playing 3 at the back then? Well, you need to because you've got
I play
Malin and Allen
Boyle
and
wing
Vela.
back.
Fair play. Makes sense. He's done it before, is he not?
So who's on the right wing?
Boyle
He
Right.
just says wing back.
wing back.
Alright, so you're playing a 5-3-2.
Yeah, essentially.
So who's your 3 centre backs? Bring Jackson and stick with McGregor and Hanlon.
I like that formation.
Fair enough.
It worked for us quite a bit. In the
It did.
Championship.
That's we were 5-3-2 when Canberra and McLaren were banging them in.
Have we ever played it under Heckenbottom?
No, but I just said this is what I would do. No, what
It
Heckenbottom will
was
do.
just a genuine question.
I don't know what to tell you what I think Heckenbottom will do.
What do you think?
Because
Heckenbottom
I've already
will
been a negative enough.
do? Right, okay. Stephen, how would you set up against Arbroath?
I think you've got to play a 2 up front.
Even though the 4-4-2 didn't work.
But
4-4-2.
it never worked. It wasn't because of the strikers though.
Mhm.
It was because of the midfield. Again, I think that it's a tough one.
Would you maybe like to see Vela and Allen being the starting central midfield pairing?
Allen and Malin.
So what would they be our player of the year for last year?
Well, that's what I just says. Allen and
Okay,
Malin.
I know, but
starting.
I'm just asking Gav.
To me, Malin offered nothing against Alloa and doesn't deserve a game. I was really disappointed with his performance. So to me, Vela is a bit of a ball winner, but can do a bit of all round box to box midfielder. Allen's the one that's going to play the passes forward, and then you try Newell on the left, and either Horgan or Boyle on the right. That's how I'd set up.
I just put Shaw on the left.
Although this is just a rumour, but I did hear a rumour that Doidge might be getting rested, but we'll wait and see if that's true or not.
If Canberra doesn't start, I'll be really upset after this.
So see apart from this year, have we ever done this before?
No, it's
To
the
your
first time.
knowledge,
To me,
just left players, first team players when all their mates are away playing football.
To be fair, last
like
year
I
we
can
were playing
understand.
in
I
Europe.
understand the logic behind it of if somebody's not going to be used in the game, then leaving them at HTC is gonna, you could do a 5-hour workout at the training centre rather than running about for 90 minutes. Or sitting on the bench and coming on for 10 minutes or something. I mean, what's what I meant to say.
So what you might as well do then is put 8 people back at HTC and then take 3 subs with you.
Yeah, but that's if you know that those 3 subs are definitely going to come on, and you're not going to have to make tactical changes against Alloa.
It just seems random.
but-
The whole, in my opinion, the whole team should be there.
Yeah, the
To
team.
team
the,
them.
the
There's
team.
how many days are in a week? 7.
Uh-huh.
So how many times do they go? How many hours are in a day?
Mm-hmm.
How can Doidge not just go to that game, or like Canberra go to the game?
To me, the team that he's hoping to start against St Mirren should be starting all 3 of these games.
Yeah, well, I think it should have been more of a mix. I don't know how to spit it out. It should have been more of the team than already.
Mm-hmm.
No, even the next 3. I think it should have been more of what we're going to be seeing against St Mirren, and it won't be. I don't think it will be.
Arbroath, Elgin and Newcastle should be our 3 games where our starting 11 are the starting 11.
Because you're saying that Doidge is maybe going to be left.
It's just a rumour I heard. I don't know if there's any truth to it.
Yeah, well, obviously. But if that is true, then how many games have we got left for him? Because I'm assuming he's been brought in to play.
Mm-hmm.
You would imagine so.
But he has got 180 minutes out of 180 minutes. So minutes
Good.
wise, he's good. It's fine.
Good. Is that not what pre-season's all about?
Mm-hmm. I thought this wasn't a pre-season.
Touche.
Okay, so
Edit that out.
nah.
Cheeky bastard.
Score. Nah, I look good. I'm gonna keep it in. Score predictions for the game then.
2-1.
To who?
Arbroath.
Oh, that's when you can't. It's bad.
No, 2-1 to Hibs.
I can't even say 2-1 to Hibs. I think it'll be 2-1. I don't know what team.
Dave.
Get grip. 2-0 Hibs.
Right. 4-0 Hibs.
4. Blind optimism.
Okay, so like I said, we're going to finish up with some questions from you guys. So we'll start on Twitter. Oh, Dave, you put the thing into nice bullet points and everything.
I know that's what happens when I tweet. There's no
nice.
spelling mistakes either. Punctuation and that's all brand new.
Okay, so first one is from Billy, who done our season preview article. If you've not checked that out yet, hipstock.com/season-preview. If we are done and we'll only sign players if we move someone on, are these signings be second best? If they're only deemed worthy, why don't we sign them regardless if they improve the side? Obviously, if the budget issue, there could be a budget issue, but if we need them, then we're better getting them in.
Yeah, I agree, but it will be the budget issue and the fact that he's only wanting 22 player squad. So if we start bringing folk in, you're under pressure when people are under contract to get rid.
Okay. Next question is from at Louis1875ZZ. Talk about why you guys think Whittaker is still in the squad.
Because he's got a year of his contract and we're trying to get him as a coach after it. That's only logical explanation for me.
Fair enough. Mr. Miyagi has asked Miyagi. Right enough. He's got the photo and everything. Aye, that's because I took my glasses off. What's your favourite kind of soup?
I don't like soup. I think soup is for when you're not well, or
and if you're not well.
What?
If you're not well, what kind of soup do you have?
Even at then, I'm like
Scotch pie.
No, like probably just Heinz tomato.
Right.
But soup's bad.
Nah, I'm quite fond of mushroom soup. I like mushrooms. Full stop.
You're fucking rank.
I like to eat.
Sorry, I never meant to swear. I hate mushrooms.
What's your favourite kind of soup?
Lentil,
right.
I like homemade soup.
Aye, well, see, I thought you didn't like soup.
Any superstitions you have when
superstitions? What do you mean?
That's his favourite kind of soup.
Any kind of superstitions when it comes to Hibs?
Nah, I don't know. I only have one superstition. It's no Hibs. I don't wear the socks on the feet that they tell me to wear them on. My football socks. So it's got a big R and a big L, and I'm like, I'm not getting tilted today. Half a pair of socks. Do what I want. And then folk are like, I know, but the padding will be nope. I can't wear them in the right feet now.
Is that superstition or is that stubbornness?
Bit of both. But I can't wear them on the right ones now. I deliberately do it. You never asked Stephen.
This Ain't a Disco has asked if we could only sign 3 players whilst being realistic, who would you go for?
Cummins, Omeonga, and now we're struggling. All this
free
pressure.
Agent. You have to go for free agents if we're being realistic.
Who else is a free agent? Kenny Miller. Oh no, he's
signed for
Partick.
Okay, Stuart R1875. Not really a question. I just sort of said the lack of striking options. We have an unknown in Doidge, a very inconsistent flow, and Shaw, who I don't think is good enough. We've kind of covered the strikers quite a bit, but that's Stuart coming in with his opinion. Kevin put Vela ? He's happy with the signing, or quite excited by the signing.
Yeah, seems like a good capture.
Mm-hmm.
Capture. Aye.
I still upload the clip. I asked Doidge at the last press conference because obviously he was at Bolton for 6 months, so I'll make sure I'll upload that tonight.
Actually, third free agent Malumbu.
Thoughts on the new tartan hip scarf? I've not seen it yet.
He's got it on in his picture. I laughed at this. Like I really laughed. I don't know if that's what his picture was already like.
Right.
But
how's it different from the?
You're going to tell people.
He's got it wrapped around his head. Really quite funny. That's from Techno High B07. Why?
It's kind of similar to just the one that you've bought, whereas I got the.
So how's it different?
A tartan shop. It's the purple's not as prominent, I don't think, but
right.
It's still nice. But it's good that they've brought that type of thing back, but I still don't think there's enough purple in it.
Okay. And then on to Facebook, Andy McAllister said the 2016 team would have destroyed that mob who struggled against Stirling and Albion. Sterling and Alloa, easy for me to say, are the new players up to the task, or are we looking at lower league journeymen who don't understand Hibs and Scottish football? Tom Sores, George Francombe and Matt Docherty all over again.
Matt Docherty.
Matt Docherty's doing alright for himself now, so I don't know if I'd class him as a lower league Englishman, but he was crap with us. Is that a bit unfair? Bit early to be ruling out?
This is the problems with doing the podcast and it's the middle of July. This week we might look stupid.
Folk might turn it off now. Thanks for that, Dave.
I know, but we're judging players and you're asking me to just be honest about what I think of players that have played a few games.
Right.
One thing I'll say, 2016 team when we were in the Championship, we lost against Alloa, St Mirren and Dumbarton.
But the 2016 team would beat this team.
What, our team?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Nah.
Nah,
This is
just
the best team we've had in years. If we are really done in the transfer window, where do you think we're going to finish in the league?
6th.
I'm actually going to change my opinion from 5th to 4th because of how bad Kilmarnock were.
I'm sticking with 3rd. Somebody's asked if Shaw's up to the task and what formation. So we'll spoke about Shaw quite a bit. What formation do you think we're likely to play this season?
4-5-1.
Probably will be,
Why did Simon Murray leave? Or why did we sell Simon Murray?
Don't have a clue.
We've actually discussed this. I'd have him back.
100%.
Fair enough.
Don't know.
How much will we miss a striker like McNulty? I think that depends on how Deutsch does.
Yeah, I think we need a wee nippy striker, but that could be Flo.
Could be Ollie Shaw. With the what was Canberra's substitution tactical on Sunday, as Hecky said, or is he just lazy or not interested, or plus he's going to be sold? I mean, Dave, I showed you the clips. He's definitely not lazy. You see him; he was one of the ones doing the most cover in the ground the first half, running about, closing down.
He's pretty much the only one pressing.
Aye, only one person. Definitely not lazy. I think that there's instances where we kind of spoke about him shitting it, and
just like swearing, Gav.
That one instance, and that sort of I think things like that make him come across as lazy. Or there was an instance where he was waiting for the ball to come to him. He didn't realise he had a man coming on, and the boy stepped in front of him and took the ball. And I think it's things like that people get pissed off. And he's got quite a laid back demeanour, but it doesn't mean he's no hard working. You see him running about the pitch. But anyway, so we've kind of spoke about the whole strikers and Canberra and thing and stuff. Plus is he getting sold? I don't think so. I hope not. Have we gone backwards under Hecky? Does he have the same pull / attraction for players as Lennon does? I'm just going to say on this one. I know that's something that people are calling the players journeyman, but the amount of players that have came here for less money than they were offered elsewhere because of the sales pitch that Heckingbottom they've came here. And why are you here, Paul Heckingbottom? There's quite a few of them haven't said, "Oh, Hibs are a massive club and I'm delighted to be here." They've said Paul Heckingbottom has been their answer. So Heckingbottom's definitely. So have we gone backwards under Hecky, or is it too early to say?
Too early.
3 points are an absolute must against Arbroath. What approach should Hibs take in order to achieve this? We already kind of asked that question, but thanks for that, Keith Robertson. We need a striker, so get back into the transfer market. Again, we've kind of covered the 3 strikers and the fact that Hecky said he's done. Will we ever see a midfield again like McGinn, McGeoch and Allen?
No. We could have, but we said not to McGeoch.
I think we will, because I never thought we'd see a midfield like Brown, Thompson and Michael Stewart. Again, I thought the 3 of them worked really well together, and you moan about Michael Stewart, but he done the simple job and let Brown and Thompson be really expressive players, and that was a good midfield 3 we had then. I didn't think we'd kind of be better than that, and then you go back, we didn't have I think we'd have a midfield like we did when Sosie was playing in midfield and Latape and Matthias Jack and stuff, and so good midfields will come and go. Do you think Ollie Shaw should go out on loan? We've answered this one.
Yes.
But, yeah.
What's your opinion, Gav? Because you never give an opinion.
No, I don't want him to see him go. I want him to. I want him to get more opportunities. He's hardly getting any minutes.
Right.
Move on.
Right.
Hecky will know himself. He's not done. No matter what he's said. So basically, doesn't believe Heckingbottom when he says he's done the transfer window. Do you believe him there? He says he wants a squad 22. He's got a squad of 22.
Nah, we'll sign another 2.
But then surely 2 have to leave.
Yeah.
Who's going to leave?
Shaw on loan and Slivka.
I'd agree. That would be the 2 that would go for me. No,
I really like
I don't want Slivka. I don't want Slivka to go.
I've said this to you. I want to be his pal. I really like him, and
You want to go for a Nando's with him?
Aye, but I think he's good too. A wee bit. I don't know.
Okay.
The thing is, like, you didn't play 90 minutes every game for Lithuania if you're no good.
Nah, he's good. Like,
aye. Well, we'll see what happens with Slivka. Hopefully, this could be a big season for him. To kind of, there's a few midfielders came in. Maybe he's going to go, nah, I'm taking that jersey. I've got a starting number jersey for a reason, and I'm going to take it. So we'll wait and see. Hope maybe it might be a big season for him, but maybe he will go and free up space for somebody else. So we'll wait and see. Well, I'll be back later in the week with. I'll not give too much away yet because I've yet to finalise the details, but I should be back later in the week. But U-Turn are going to be here. It's going to be with somebody else. 2 other Hibs fans to kind of.
We didn't even get an invite.
No, he's didn't. I've only got 3 mics.
To be fair, once a week's enough. I'm like falling asleep now.
So yeah, there should be a bonus pod. Oh, thanks. That sounds great for the listeners.
Oh, it's no. But still.
So there should be a bonus podcast to kind of look back at the Arbroath game and look ahead to the Elgin game, which would be good for people that are travelling up to Elgin because that's a long drive, and podcast can be really helpful to kind of help the time pass. So we'll finish up there. Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed this and you haven't done already, make sure you subscribe on either iTunes or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us on social media at HFC Talk. Thanks again, guys.
Cheers.